Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we're finding and learning and turning the great strategy games today back into our PBEM challenge for WarPlan Pacific. And I hover over Australia because there have been developments. The Japanese have taken Sydney. Now, last time, you can remember I wrestled around with my conscience about whether to go after the Japanese carriers. The problem with not going after them is they're now freed up to come down here and just do massive aerial bombardment on our forces. And they did that at Sydney. And when they did that, they were able to kick out our main force. You can see it skedaddled all the way back over here. That causes a problem. That causes a problem. So we're going to have to adjust, do some different things. We've got to hold on to Canberra. It's the only victory location here, but now we can't land anything at the port at Sydney, and he can just bring in, untold number of forces if he wants to. Now, he could already do that at Melbourne, but it's a little bit easier to land him here at Sydney or Newcastle. We also had an air unit overrun at Sydney. So now we're going to have to scramble a bit. Okay, let's go to the reports here. UK warship advancement, 1943. Landing ships, the U.S. landed 30. Japan invades the UK at 9138. We'll have to go look where that is. It's just an island, one of the smaller little islands, but we'll go check out where that is. We were lacking some merchant marines. Sure, we were. We had one merchant marine sunk this time. UK's in low oil stockpiles. Australia has no oil stockpiles. Okay. Well then, that's a real problem. This losing Sydney, because it means we're going to have to send more forces here eventually. It's just a matter of where to send them, how to send them. Let's go through our usual report. So we've now gone over the turn report. Let's go to deployment. The Brits have nothing to deploy this time. The US has a new battleship, so let's go float that battleship. I'll just put it in the port at LA and come back and deal with that in a bit. You can see next turn, the US gets another full large core, and then in a couple turns, it gets another one. Lots of US cores coming in. We've been waiting around on these carriers to come in. At some point, we got to go, though, because we just can't lose Australia. If you lose all of Australia, you just don't have a jumping off point. I mean, we could sail everything from Pearl Harbor, but you can't lose all three of Australia, New Zealand, and India. You can lose two of the three, but if you lose all three, you just don't have a jumping off point. It makes it almost impossible to come back from that situation. Now, we're not in bad shape if we can hold on to Australia, but we got to hold on to it. All right, moving down the line here, China, Australia, Communist China. They're not too far away from getting that new infantry division. And then I'm sorry, that's Communist China. That's Canada. Ah, crud. Dang it, Canadians, you fooled me yet again. Okay, so that's deployment. Let's go to the combat log and see exactly what happened. We have partisan activities in China and then ground strike, and it's just going to hit over and over and over again. He's got a lot of air assets here. You can also see, we can see that he's got submarines stationed off of Melbourne. Why is that? Well, we can't land there. And so we can't get into this hex to land. We obviously can't land directly in Melbourne. So he's saying, if you're going to come try to land here, you have to either land here or you have to land here. Now, we may want to do that, but it's going to be a challenge. Okay, so he kept hitting at Sydney. Now, again, we're not seeing strength point losses, but it reduces our effectiveness every single time. And then he started hitting it with the carrier strike, land combat. So you can see we dished out four, he dished out four, and we held the first time. 1-1 we held, 0-1. We finally retreated on a 1. That pisses me off. Okay, well, I mean, you look at this unit, he's still got 27 of 30 strength. Why would he get out of Sydney? I just, I had him on hold. You can see him on hold. But okay, I mean, it doesn't matter. He did. And we had our air unit overrun, and that really, really hurts. These two were at least providing some air cover. Now we're just at the mercy of his bombing. We're going to have to get over here and do something really quickly to stem this tide. Okay, land combat, 7 and hold. So now they're hitting this. 7 and hold there. And then here. Oh gosh, he hit us with a 1. We dished out more than he did, and we retreated. Uh, awesome, awesome work. Okay, invasion. Oh, okay, this is Manus. He just came in here and landed at Manus. Okay, sure. Current partisan convoy attack. We know all about that. Let's go to the war panel. UK does not have enough. Now we built a commit for the US last time. Nothing else to do there. We also messed around with our advancements last time, but now it looks like the US actually has yet another research center. We're only 9 days away from long range sub. I don't. Oh, we can do another one. Oh, that's good. That's good. Let's back that off though, and just make sure we can't do one in anything else we may want to do, and we cannot. Let's kick that up. Let's get our submarines really well stocked out there. We could do fighter bombers, I guess, instead, but nah, let's do that. China, nothing going on there. All right. Convoys, well, there's no need to send anything into Australia anymore because it's blocked, as you can see. We don't have a port to get into. I think we've got, so let's knock that off. And let's see, let's go and see how many merch marines the U.S. still has left. We've got 15. Now it says we're using 8. I thought we just took that off. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Maybe. It must not have updated that. Well, we've supposedly got 15. Let's send all the oil we can to the UK. So let's just, well, we don't want that many. If you hit control, it's 5. Shift is all of it. 15, let's create that trade to try to get some more oil out to the UK. We can't do anything with their transports if we don't have oil. What else? The build queue. The UK, we built a division last time. US, 522 in the stockpile. You know what that means. I'm going to build some fighter bombers. And let's go right there. 42, 325. Let's do it. Let's build that. That's going to take 6 months, so it'll be the middle of 43 before we get that, but we got to do it. We could do an infantry corps small, I believe. Yeah, let's do that. Always want to be building some troops. As you can see, the U.S. now has 131 landing ships sitting on 120 on the transports. That all looks good. Soviet Union, can they build an infantry army? Not quite. 234 for that. The Chinese, nothing going on there. Australians, obviously nothing. Oh, Canada, nope. And the communists are at 148. That's why I got confused. I thought, are the communists getting close? They're getting 14 every time, and they're not. They just don't reinforce an upgrade. They just refuse to. So you know, I don't know, another 3 turns or so, we can build a division. All right, that's kind of our usual rundown there of all the reports and things we're going to do this time. Let's look back at the build queue for the U.S. one more time. 41. Let's just go ahead and do another landing ship if we can. There we go. 25. All right. Never hurts to build landing ships, believe me. Out in China, he is just sort of hunkered down. Now, that's not going to last. He's letting these units build up. He's just waiting, waiting, waiting. He's letting them build for now. And you can see he's got 2 8s. We've only got a 5 here. He's eventually going to knock us out of here. I don't think that there's anything we could do about that. Eventually. Now, I could move this unit down here, but I'm not going to. We're doubly dug in, but once he gets into this, we're going to be, a little out of position. So I'm actually going to move some of these guys back because they'll be in a better position if and when that ever happens. So I'm just going to move a few of these back. Now he may try to get around the side of us, and we can always move back up on the mountaintop there. I like to hold the river if we can. We could try to attack out here, but it's raining, as you can see. Now we also have the East African bases. We need to put this U.S. Small core on a transport, and we'll move the next US one up. Now, the reason I'm moving the US ones up is because the Brits don't have any oil. We can't put anything British onto a transport at this time. This is only a 20. I'm actually going to switch places there, and then I'm going to have those merge in together. Now we've got two British 30s there, and I'll just put the headquarters there. When we get the new division next time, we'll have that ready to go. But these guys, not a whole lot we can do with them right now. Let's go to Australia, and I'm gonna go offline for just a second. I'm gonna think this over. When I come back here, I'll try to untangle a little bit of the mess we're in. All right, be right back. All right, back with you. Boy, I've been looking at this for a while. I think we have to. The obvious move is to take these two units. We've got a 20 of 20 here, infantry corps small, and we've got the Canadian 20 of 20. And I think we've got to land them behind these troops. I mean, we could bring them in here. Now, he's used up a lot of his air power, so we'll see if we even get interdicted. Shit, we probably will, but we'll see. But if we can cut this and push down here, we can start to push on Sydney. He has got a massive firepower here, and he's got it right on the coast. So he can bombard these troops as well. And we've really, really got ourselves in a situation. In and around Canberra, we've got to hold Canberra, obviously. But I think the first thing to do here is then weaken pressure on Sydney, maybe take out some of his air power. Now, as you can see, he's very smartly moved two sub squadrons, or maybe multiple squadrons. Well, it looks like one sub, one sub. Okay. Um, to block us from landing right next to Sydney. But if we land here, I think we can cut this rail line. So let's give that a shot. All right, he tries to interdict, but he gets no success there. And let's land these guys. All right, down they go. And looks like we could take them all the way there if we wanted to, right next to Melbourne. But let's move there first, and let's try to bring the Canadians in, make sure they can get landed. All right, we'll D them. All right, they're going to get the green landing zone. We've already landed here, so we took, control of this hex. And we could move there. I don't think they can land up on the land. We could also try to hit here. Well, let's land these guys. Let's put them on the beach. Okay. They can also get there. He's a stronger unit. So I think I'm going to take this. He can't go there, but he can go there. I'll bring the Canadians here. He's got 1 point left. And if we try to hit this and get it out of the way, let's see if we can do it. And there he goes. Okay, excellent. So he retreated back out of there. Now we've got him under quite a bit of pressure. Now the problem is he could be cut off, obviously, with this unit, but he doesn't really have another unit that can get down here. So I'm going to sit here with these two. We could try to attack, but it's all 1-to-1 there. We could also come across the hills here. The hills have no eyes. He's a pretty weak unit, but see, he's a 15 of 20. This is a 22 of 30, and he's just gotten ravaged. I kind of would like this unit to start setting up there. His effectiveness is very low as he's gotten crushed back here, and he can't really rebuild. Now, he can rebuild effectiveness as he does not get attacked. Um, hmm. I hate to give up this hex because if he's able to push here, he's got a 10 here. If he's able to push there, we've got a problem here. We've also got a 10 of 10 here. a 30 of 30, a 26 of 30, but they can get bombarded and also air attacked. And he's got a 7 and a 5 here. Not looking great. I kind of want to get the American headquarters out of there if I can. I could also push that up, but hmm. Now I looked at this, I thought, okay, we've got a plan. Well, yeah, this plan, this looks fine. And we start to put a lot of air units under pressure, certainly. He's going to have to move these around. Now he does have a force there, but it's not very strong. Um, I'm also now tempted, I say, uh, to bring my carriers back over here, but he's just got me totally outnumbered here is the problem. Um, oh goodness. Now this 10 of 10 could also move down here. He could even move into that hex at some point. Um, this is our strongest unit. It's also an elite unit, but his effectiveness has just been ravaged. I think what I will do is move the American headquarters there under MacArthur. We'll move the Aussies back, so we've got another strong unit here. We could try to, do an attack here, but it's 1-to-1. I don't really like that. This looks incredibly weak. The Australian headquarters is kind of out here on his own, but I don't want him to be able to cross the river here. Now, he may attack into that, certainly possible. Really worried about this unit, but we can always slide this unit over. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So he starts to dig. I could even put him there, but if this guy gets blown away, which is what I'm afraid of, that's not going to do much good. But I think this looks better. It also gets him off the coast for any kind of bombardment purposes. Um, the only problem with that I see, we could switch these two. The only problem with that I see is if this gets knocked back, I just don't want him to be able to run down the coast here. And because of that, let's move that American headquarters back one, actually. Um, this guy is going to be completely out of supply for a turn. Now, he carries 3 with him, so it's going to take a couple of turns, but he'll start to lose effectiveness. Now, he's going to obviously turn around and come after the Canadians, and we'll have to chase after, or we'll pivot back with these guys and help back here. I think this is the best setup I can do with what we've got at this moment. Um, this is not a good situation. When he was able to bust into Sydney, that's a problem. Um, okay, I'm going to leave it like this for this turn. Now the Australian command, I'm going to take that off hold. I'm going to take all of these off hold so they actually retreat, hopefully, as opposed to getting shattered. Okay, let's look over at the East African bases. Nothing to do there. Let's go up to China. We're holding the river here. Now you can see he's garrisoned, but he's just building strength for the next attack. And as you can see, he's got an 8 and an 8. Now they would be attacking across the river into Chongqing, but eventually he's going to be able to do that. Because of that, I would love to pivot this back, but I really want to hold the river here for the time being. Now we could try and attack here, but it's only 1-to-1. It's raining out here. As you can see, it's 1-to-2 odds there, 0-to-1, nothing going on there. 1-to-3, 1-to-2. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, and he's got a cavalry unit out here on the side. This continues to hold and look quite strong. Nothing really to do here. So there's really nothing to do in China that I can see. Of course, we have nothing in India, the Dutch East Indies, so on and so forth. Let's keep moving this Australian unit down. He's almost made it to Darwin. Um, Now, see, I'm tempted to move in here because I don't want these guys to get cut off. He can't move any further. He could get all the way to here. but we would open that up. Hmm. What I'm tempted to do, and I think I will, I'm going to move this unit down here. I'm going to put this here to block against any of this. Let's see what kind of an attack odds we get. Well, 3 and 2, not terrible. Now, the reason I did that is I'm going to scoot these guys around. Could he get all the way over here? He cannot. Now, the reason I'm doing that is to keep a lifeline to these troops out here. It further isolates him. Now, he could move forward into this hex, but I don't think he's going to get a whole lot of traction there. You know, he could try to get up into this, but we have too much zone of control. He's going to have to attack, attack, attack. Um, Yeah, let's try that. I like that a little better. This also makes this stronger. He can always pivot back here. We could move the Australian unit up. He can get in here. Now, I want these guys to get dug in, but at this point, we're a little bit of a scramble. Okay, let's go to the U.S. West Coast. Let's see what we've got, what we could send out to help a little bit. Now, we've got plenty of transports. Yeah, I mean, we've got like 65. Let's see what our deployment looks like. Um, we get a full core next time, so we could cover over a lot of things with that full core next time. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these guys on transports, send them through to Australia at Morro Bay. Okay, and then Astoria, we'll put them on transports, and off they go. And then when I get this core next time, I can always, drop it down, split it up, and cover a lot of these. As long as you keep LA, San Diego, San Francisco, and Seattle covered, should be all right. I think that's about it. We've got all of our carriers and battleships sitting here at Pearl Harbor, still waiting. I could go do some kind of suicide mission in Australia if things get too bleak. But I don't think we're there yet. Plus, they need to get supply. They moved through the whirligig this last time. So anyway, I think that's our moves. If we look at the build queue, 17 stockpiles, 16 Soviet Union can't quite build something. China, is not it's getting decent production, but most of that's going to upkeep. Okay, I think that's about the best we can do. I'm just going to leave it there. So anyway, this has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. We got a problem in Australia. We're going to have to figure that one out. We can't lose Australia. You can't lose or you can't lose all three of Australia, New Zealand, and India, or you are in big, 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 big trouble. So anyway, Strategy Gaming Dojo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.